Okay, hi folks. 90 Model back again, talking about the glasses. It is now Thursday. I received the glasses Monday evening. I believe I made that video like Tuesday afternoon, the first one you hopefully you may have seen coming to this one. But yeah, like I said, it's Thursday morning right now. And since then, I've gotten a lot of great messages about the glasses, folks who have them, folks who have asked questions about them. So all that good stuff. And luckily, I have an update about a lot of information, including stuff that I did in that video that I didn't realize. So, right off the bat, the thing that I want to just get off out of the way first is that if you have these glasses, you should be getting the new version of the app in order to get all the updates. Because as of right now, Thursday morning, using version 1.2.6 of the application or firmware or whatever the heck it is, the AI works, the navigation works, and because I was a pre-order of the glasses, my Translate Pro is free. So all of that stuff is clear in the app and also working in the glasses. Um, Really happy about that. So I wanted to get that right off the bat. Now, what my original problem was when I was actually having some difficulty last night is that where I got the app was going through the user guide that was sent in the email, and that user guide is part of like the support portal over there. And the link that goes to the app there is stuck at like 1.2.3, and in fact, it almost feels like a like a pre-release kind of app because it's certainly not as fully featured as the app that's 1.2.6. It is honestly, it almost feels like night and day. Not from a visual standpoint, but just from like what to expect, especially in the future for this particular application. So, um, in order to get that app, people have directed me to the site in different ways. But honestly, looking at just the URL at the moment just seems to be app, so app.evenrealities.com. That's going to put you at like a very basic blank page that says, get the app. And this is for Android, by the way. I don't know what it looks like for iOS. But then that will get you the new SDK or however you install apps on Android. I'm not going to be an expert on that. But importantly, you need to uninstall whatever app you have first in order to get that app. Because otherwise, if you just click that button to get it, you're just going to open up your current app. So you want to make sure that you uninstall whatever version you have, get the installation from app.evenrealities.com. And just to let you know how I found that URL, basically, if you go to evenrealities/G1, in all of the information that's on that page, there is a section that speaks about getting the app. You just have to like scroll down to find it. It's kind of buried. Um, and I kind of wish they would expose that up a little higher somehow. Granted, I know they're trying to sell the device, but for users that are trying to actually use the device, this is definitely a little confusing, right? So definitely the when you get 1.2.6, a lot of the stuff and questions and concerns that I've had just vanish. It's just night and day from the two versions. And one of those is including the quiet mode or silent mode or whatever the heck it was called. Basically, if you triple tap over here 3 times, the glasses would go into silent mode. And one of my big complaints from the last video is that there was no way to get out of silent mode unless you go into the phone and turn it back on, right? Or turn silent mode off so you can turn the glasses back on. Now, if you triple tap on the left side here to turn silent mode on, which basically turns the glasses off. You could triple tap again, and it will turn silent mode off and turn the glasses on. Okay, so that's taken care of. Great. Another thing, which is something I actually did in the video toward the end, which I didn't realize it was doing. If you remember, I was actually really frustrated about like if I'm tapping or not tapping. So I tapped a whole bunch of times on this side, and I tapped a whole bunch of times on this side. Well, in the support, buried in some of the documentation, that's the way to begin, like the unpairing, like exercise for the glasses. Apparently, if you sorry, 5 times on this side, 5 times on this side, and then you go through the prompts in the phone about unpairing and stuff like that. It basically is resetting the pairing for the for the glasses. So didn't even realize I was doing that in the video, but just something to know is that if you tap a whole bunch of times on this side and tap a whole bunch of this time on that side, you're going to start unpairing your glasses potentially accidentally. But now you'll know, which is really good. So so basically, oh, and the other thing, speaking about tapping, by the way, so someone in the comments in I think it was YouTube mentioned that I was tapping the wrong place, and they were talking about tapping the like little ridge that's back there. So I'm actually have a notification now, so I'm going to look up. I'm going to tap that, and I see nothing. Okay, let's try it again. There it is. Okay, okay. So yeah, so my still gripe with that in particular, and I don't think there's anything you could do with these particular pair of glasses to fix that. Is I'm comparing it to my amperes that I showed in the last video, and the buttons for the amperes are here. Okay, now one button I think is like to change the opacity level in the lenses, and the other one is for like pairing and turning it on and turning it off. Right, so they're on either side. The reason that I like that better is because when I'm hitting that button, it just looks like I'm adjusting my glasses. Like I'm just adjusting the glasses just like that. And I could see my fingers on the glasses, right? It's not accurate in terms of like, you know, how far I am or anything like that in the glasses, but I could at least see my fingers. So I have a good indication of like how close they are to the glasses and like where they're gonna land and things like that. And I'm not looking directly at my fingers either. I'm looking directly at the camera to go ahead and do this because I can see my fingers in the peripheral. So it's very clear about where that finger is in relation to the glasses. When the button is back here, I have no like ability to know where my finger is. Like I'm my ears here, and then the big foot that's basically attached to the glasses. Like I'm it's hard for me um, to know where the nub is in relation to the ear and where it is and going back here. So like it's really hard to find. And on top of which, like this, when I'm tapping this here, this seems unnatural unless I'm like a news set. Like, hello, coming in right now. Like that seems a little unnatural to me, especially if I'm like in a group of people and I'm being rude and looking at notifications. It's just like, what are you doing? This just feels a little odd. Now people are arguing me saying that it looks natural, looks like you're just scratching your head, maybe, possibly, but especially if I'm going through notifications for whatever reason, or just trying to miss the last one or whatever. Again, this feels a little bit unnatural, where this would just look like I'm adjusting the glasses, right? So I don't know, what that entails in terms of like V2 of these glasses and potentially just, sending a wire up here that able to, do it in both places. I don't know. But one piece of feedback on the whole thing is that again, it's hard for me to find where the button is back here. And I think it also is a little distracting for people that are, potentially looking at me while I'm, potentially doing something here. So one piece of feedback there. The other thing that I've still providing a little bit of feedback for, which I haven't entirely like seen results of yet because the day has just started, is the notifications. So at the moment, right now, I know that I have a meeting at 10 o'clock, which is I can see right here, in 1 hour exactly. So I have a meeting at 10 o'clock. That meeting isn't showing up on the calendar. I have another meeting for the company that's showing up in 3 hours. So that meeting's there. So I don't know why it's missing some meetings and not the other meetings. I don't, and this might be a problem with either the way that I've set up my personal calendar. It's very possible that's the particular case because when I look at my calendar on my phone, the meeting that's at 10 is like a lighter shade than all the other meetings that I'm supposed to go, be assigned to more or less. Um, and these are just to let you know, both of these meetings are on the same like work calendar that I import into my phone. So it's just like one's a different color from the others, and I'm not sure why they're different colors. Maybe that has something to do with it. But that's one thing that I'm hoping that is not part of the ecosystem. That is just something on my side that I need to fix. But the other thing that I'll mention is the actual notification stuff. So, um, like I said, it's still early today, and I haven't gotten a lot of notifications yet. But I still are. I think I'm still seeing the duplication of notifications, meaning that I'm getting like the same message twice in a row um, in the paginated net notifications. What does that mean when I say that? So in these classes, when a notification comes, the moment it comes, a qualified one that you've actually set to come into the classes, you'll get the little icon that says, "Hey, you know, notification," and then you could look up to see it. And by the way, at the moment right now, there's no setting to immediately just see the notification without looking up. I saw some like Reddit stuff about that, so that doesn't exist yet in terms of the application right now. I'm assuming that it might be in the future, but you have to look up to actually see the notification. Um, so that works because you'll only see that one notification, look down, and that's it. But there's also like a little bell notification that's on your dashboard and has a number next to it. And that number for me is always higher than it really should be because as I paginate, with the left touchpad here, I'll paginate and see the same notification twice in a row as the number goes down. You can see the number on the right hand side. And I don't understand why that is, especially since some of these things are not like Google related, because I can understand again my personal settings, my Google being like confused about the ecosystem and being like, oh, I need to show the notification for Gmail and for Google, because they're separate apps but not separate apps or something like that. I can understand why it's getting confused, even though I don't like it. But I've also seen like Slack messages and Twitter posts and things like that that I've been tagged on that also I've seen appear twice, I believe, in here. So that's the one thing that I think is probably still a situation because that's kind of stuff that I saw after the update last night. I was getting some notifications on stuff. So, and I don't know if it was like old notifications from before the update that was in there that was just being held. So, yet to be determined about the notifications. I'm gonna keep an eye out on it for the next couple of days about those things. So that's one piece of feedback. The other piece of feedback is same kind of situation that I think I mentioned in the last video is that in the dashboard I have this whole left side which is super helpful: date, time, temperature, notifications, next meeting, all that stuff's really good. The right side, I have this hold right touchpad to add quick note. It's not really helpful for me because, again, like I said in the last video, the quick note stuff I don't really see as part of my day to day that I really would like to, you know, uh, use. Just be like, regular kind of thing. I feel like, if you could customize that right side to like, I don't know, have the last notification right there, that you could read or whatever, maybe it would be good, or something else, because that whole right side is just wasted on me right now. Now, actually, speaking about that stuff as well, and speaking about the app, like I said, is completely updated, and there's parts in the app that suggests that you might be able to, in the future, customize what happens when you tap or hold these touchpads. Because in the settings, and I forget exactly where it is in the settings, my phone's over there somewhere, but I forget where it is in the settings, but it actually enumerates what happens when you tap or hold or whatever, and double tap, triple tap, whatever. So it actually enumerates those things in the app. So I think there's a world where we might be able to customize what you do with those things. It's certainly not happening right now, but the fact that it's enumerated in the app is there. On top of which, in the new app, there's a new shop button, which I think is specifically for folks that are looking for credits for the translate feature. I'm assuming, again, for folks who are buying this after the pre-order, that you'll need to, to be included in. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, so there's because the AI is now working in here. There's another like AI tile on the main dashboard, and then there's also additional like um, options in there. In fact, the navigate option you can change between kilometers and miles, and in the dashboard option you can change between Fahrenheit and Celsius for the weather. Um, so those are all cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I noticed that. Oh, another thing that I noticed. That's right. So when I first got these glasses, it was a little bit of a weird setup process with the older app, which I wasn't really ready for because on the app, first it said put your glasses in the case and let them charge for over 30%. So that's what I did. But it also then told me put your glasses on, and I'm like, what do you want me to do? Because I'm confused. Do you want me to keep them in here, or do you want to put them on? So in that whole process, eventually they did just get paired, and that was fine or whatever. But in this new app, because I have a whole new app for whatever reason, I had to go through the setup process again. In that setup process, there is a calibration step now that basically it seems that it's trying to figure out what it means for you to be level and what it means for you to be looking up. Okay. So in that calibration step, basically what happens is it's going to say, okay, look straight ahead at a a comfortable level, and it's going to be there for like a couple of seconds, and then it's going to tell you to look up. So you look up for a couple of seconds at something comfortable, and it'll tell you to look back down again. Okay. And it tells you, I think, to do this twice. Now, if for whatever reason, if you weren't ready to like do that calibration, because I wasn't, it gives you an opportunity to do it again, I think, in those setup steps. But you can also do it again if you go to the bottom of the app. And in fact, you know what? I'm just going to go get the app and make sure that I'm talking about everything. All right. So let's go to the app. Let's see here. Okay. So if you go to the settings and you go to Learn and Explore, which is on the bottom, it's about. Basically, there's a section that says G1 Basic Operations. It's honestly a little bit of a misnomer because that thing, which you would think goes to like some support page or whatever like that, it actually goes through the setup process again, not by like pairing your stuff any longer, but it just lets you go through like the onboarding. And that onboarding, like I said, has the calibration step in it. So you can go through the basic operations and go through the calibration step in the event that you think it's uncalibrated. There is another setting in here as well that it's basically under general, it's heads up settings, and you have head up angle, which is high, standard, or low. On default, it ends up being low. I like standard because it's a little bit more explicit when I look up. But that's in here. Trying to think if there's anything else looking at this that I was like, oh, that's new. So yeah, even AI is now in the settings, and the settings for that is just like how you paginate, which is the same stuff that you would get from teleprompter, or really like I guess some of the other stuff in here. Um, Ooh, you could change the time format. In fact, I want to do that because I want it to 12-hour time because I keep having to like pause to recognize what 24-hour time is, so I can do 12-hour time. That's better for me. Okay, and then notifications. You got lots of freaking apps that are in here. Um, okay, so yeah, so looking at the screen. Oh, a couple more things actually. Thinking about this now. So um, I figured out the right way to charge these glasses um, in the charger. So that basically you're looking for the orange light to be solid when you put them in the charger. I charge them overnight, and when you charge something like this overnight, you kind of expect it to get to 100%. It only got to 86. I was reading some Reddit posts about this. People are claiming, oh well, if it never gets to 100, that's helping the battery life. I've never really seen a device cause itself to not get to 100%. And in fact, I feel like it would be a lot better if you could just like in software say, if this is as high as it's going to go, just show me 100% on here. Because like I feel like if it never gets to 100%, that the thing is broken, or not charging properly or whatever. I feel like something's wrong. But if it's just a matter of saying that we the device never wants to, because it would be better off for it to never be at 100% for battery life preservation, then just have the software show 100% to me, optimistically, and say, hey, it's at 100%, even if it's technically not 100%. But maybe there's lying in there or deceitful. I don't know. But regardless, it feels weird that it's never at 100%. And I've seen a lot of other folks talk about that on the Reddit. Um, the other thing I want to mention as well is that there's a new setting in here also in the dashboard. In the dashboard, there's a display that is basically what the dashboard looks like in the glasses up on top. And there's a button on the right hand side. And what that button does is it actually changes the height of the display. So I can actually bring the display in the glasses down without moving my head so that it's a little bit lower. And maybe that's something that you want in terms of comfort. Um, and then what else is in here that's interesting? Um, yeah, a lot of these the tiles are just launching those things, and I think that's basically it in terms of stuff that I think I have seen that's new. Um, yeah, so that's basically it. I think I'll mention one more thing that I noticed yesterday because I was driving with these on. As I said, I've been trying to wear them for as long as possible every day, and I will say that when you drive with these on, um, I guess my head while I'm driving just tends to be looking up. Um, and because of that, that turns on the glasses. Now, granted, right now that the toggle mode is the quiet thing, I could absolutely go ahead and toggle it off while I'm driving because yes, that would be a lot safer to not look at notifications. And in fact, there was a time while I was driving that I did get a notification and I had like the urge to look at it and realized that I was getting distracted from the road. So I probably would recommend, especially now that the toggle is the three taps on on the device itself, to when you start driving, definitely triple tap to basically turn off the glasses so that you can, focus while driving. And then of course when you're done driving, just turn it back on, whatever. Because yeah, while I was driving, definitely distracting, and it felt like it was always on because I was looking up, but I guess where my head felt like it was up to the glasses, I'll say, because I'm not looking up as much as I guess my head is up, which is causing, I'm assuming, a gyroscope in there to like trigger that this person is looking up. But in fact, I'm looking straight ahead, and at the moment, right now, in the glasses, I see no dashboard. And in fact, I'm going to do it slowly so that I can see where it triggers. Here we go, right there. So I didn't actually move it up all that much, right? Yeah, so it stopped right there. I'm gonna go up. Oh, interesting. It's not even turning on. Oh, it's complete. It's not even turning on at all. Maybe. Okay, there it goes. All right. Oh, I have three notifications. All right. So let's see what's in the notifications. Okay. Yeah. So I just got a duplicate email notification, and then I have my one Slack. Yeah. So I got a duplicate email notification. All right. And in my what's it called, phone, there's only one email. So like I said, I don't know exactly what that is. I don't know if I have to turn um, one of the notifications off and turn another one on. It's like in here, I'll tell you what apps I have on. I have all of the main things on. So there's a calendar, call, messages, mail, and apps. So all five of those are on. Then in terms of actual individual apps, I have Gmail on, I have X or Twitter on, I have Slack on, Discord on, LinkedIn on, SmartThings on, Google Voice on, and GitHub on. That's it, right? So Google is an option here, and Google is off. Um, so that's, I think, important to know here. On top of which, the only email application that's on is Gmail. So, like I said, it's odd to me that I'm getting two notifications when I really only have one. So, like I said, I don't know what what the situation is there, but a little annoying because, like I said, I just two kinds of people in the world. There's some people who can't have any notifications. Notifications have to be zero, have to be cleared out, and there's other types of people who have like 10,000 plus emails, marked on the thing as unread, and I'm definitely the former when it comes to this stuff. I can't stand having notifications that are unread. They must be read. So when I see notification, I need to see it to you know get some context, clear it, whatever. So having notifications like bothers me. I guess my OCD or whatever. But yeah, I would much rather you know have a single notification for that. But anyway, that's my thoughts right now. I think just overall, just generally speaking, at this moment with version 1.2.6, it is so much better than the glasses that I had yesterday. I mean, it's incredible how different just a couple of adding those features in and just the experience of it has changed in those ways. But like I said, there's just this I guess a couple of things. Like I said, there's that physical thing which I think they're not going to be able to fix because if it was here, it would have been here. So that thing is I wish it was different, but in terms of things I think they could fix or provide guidance about. Definitely the notification stuff that's duplicating for me. I would like to, not have duplicate notifications. I think that the charging should say 100%, whether or not that's, you know, correct or incorrect, just to look like it's, doing what it's supposed to be doing. And then definitely a little bit more customizability in terms of what is actually being shown on here. So like I said, that whole right side of the quick notes section that I don't really use, and I'm finding it hard to you know um, find uses for my day to day. I would really like that to replace it with something else. Not that I know exactly what the replacement would be, but maybe some way of rearranging the dashboard so you can like put things in different places. So maybe you can see more information. Maybe I want to see like instead of just the one meeting that's coming up, maybe the next three. Something like that. But like all that stuff is just I think software updates or firmware updates that could be something that could happen, which would be really cool. But yeah, great products so far in that way, right? I'm really happy that the AI works. All I did to test it, I didn't do anything crazy, was to ask how many days there were in a week, and it said there are 7 days in a week, which I'm like, good. I should ask how many hours in strawberry. You know what? Let me do that right now. How many R's in the word strawberry? It says verbatim, there are three R's in the word strawberry. The correct spelling is, and it spells it out, which includes the letter R three times. Um, Confirmed, even AI is better than all the other AIs. I'm assuming that because this is blowing the internet up, I'm assuming that whatever system that they are using is probably picked up on this craze that's going on right now. So there you go. That's pretty funny. Anyway, I'm going to cut it short because I know the last one was 35 minutes long. This was now, less than a half hour long. So I guess that's great. But anyway, thanks for all the help out there. It's great finding the Reddit and also for posting the original video. I'm going to make sure to link this video to the older one so that people don't believe that the glasses are shit because they are not shit. They are doing some really cool stuff. All right. See you later.